This is the edge. It's a heck of a long way from everywhere, almost beyond the border of the measurable universe. Almost, but not quite. Things are different here. For example, there aren't the usual idiotic life forms, forever milling about in the Brownian motion of their own futility. Just one solitary red telephone box of the sort designed by Giles Gilbert Scott, caught up in the flickering fanlight of information projecting out into the endless night. And perhaps there's some sort of intelligence here too. Nothing tangible as such, just quantum vibrations disturbing the ether, barely noticeable in all the emptiness, but sharp enough nonetheless. The cutting edge of quantum physics, one might call it.
Right then, you Lawrence and you manky sprouts. What exactly are we doing in cosmic hinterlands? A location more remote and desolate than Russell Councillor's Day? And could you also recap the last few minutes of the previous episode for the listener's benefit as a convenient segue?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure, Polly, a disgusting lump of gristle. Although I suspect it's got something to do with God's final message and the holographic universe theory put forward by Juan Maldacena in 1997. You're not going to ask what the holographic universe theory is?
I wasn't planning to.
Well, Polly, me swollen scrotum, the holographic universe theory claims that reality, as we understand it, doesn't exist, but is housed instead as information in a two-dimensional plane on the edge of the universe, where an image is projected into the cosmos.
The Lawrence Pendlebury Audio Adventures, Episode 7, Beyond Reprisal.
What's going on?
His name is Lawrence Pendlebury.
You can cut this out.
He's never slept with Mary Daddy.
I haven't finished.
He has a friend that's called the Twatter, but that doesn't really matter. His assistant is the Twatter. Thank Lawrence Pendlebury.
This is extremely unprofessional.
Previously on the Lawrence Pendlebury Adventures.
Excuse me.
After their attempt to end the Great Intergalactic War by disposing of the Tories in Mount Vesuvius resulted in the temporal sphere rupture.
I hadn't finished my explanation.
Lawrence and Polly embarked on a quest to ask God for his assistance. Following a short, but still unentertaining stint in hell, they reached the afterlife, only to discover that, due to typographical error, God had unleashed the four assholes of the apostrophe on an unsuspecting world, claiming that the only hope left for the future lay at the very edge where the flat truth gutters
Give me
forth.
that.
That was my script, you scruffy ballbag.
Lib.
Knobhead.
Right, Polly, me old prefab gentleman's toilet. What was I saying?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. Something about the universe being an idea of flat pack projecting reality into the void or something.
Correct. Theoretically, we could digitize and download ourselves into the two-dimensional mainframe using this highly implausible Encon laser as left behind by Igor, or however you want to pronounce it, from Series 1 as some sort of complicated American underbroking scam that the writer forgot to mention. Once inside, we'll reprogram the data governing the universe and, as God suggested, write all the problems we've created. I've got my 101 guide to reality manipulation in a drawer somewhere.
So this episode's basically the plot from Tron then. Are we going to have fuzzy blue auras around our bodies to illustrate the fact that we're in a computer?
The Twasser's powered by an imploding neutron star, Polly, me angry old hemorrhoid. I doubt it could provide enough electricity to run a neon light around your corpulent frame.
Hold on with the balloon, you bum-fondling pervert. We should be coming into land any time now. Otherwise my contract with Clockwork Coconut Productions is going to find a new niche down the seat of my massive Edwardian trousers.
What was that?
Terry Sedgwick reminding us that we haven't written the second episode of the Inspector Bollestrade mysteries yet, and his arms are aching. Ah, here it is.
Polite or snot, the holistic universal Cheerio isn't just some nonce made up for this rubble. Although the IKEA that ant formations are doused in two-dimensional sump routers is probably a repellent example of hose and lighters' continual fails to undermine genuine quality statistics. Sorry, I'll read that again. Had to write it in wax crayon because that damn idiot Dingleberry tore up me script and me handwriting's dreadful. On second thoughts, there isn't time. Lawrence and Polly have finished downloading themselves into the aforementioned two-dimensional sump router and are now surrounded by traditionally animated Galaxians pretending to be computer-generated. Not a bit like the Space Invaders from Tron, that was an entirely different game.
Lawrence, me old dish mob, you're flat and two-dimensional, much like the characters in American sitcoms.
Shut up. The databanks are right over there, Polly, me methane-filled windbag, inside that spinning structure that looks like Michael Portillo's face in mid-dump.
Far be it from me to interrupt any Tory-related insult, but there appears to be an ominous pile of burning bricks approaching in a menacing metaphorical manner.
That's the firewall, Polly, the mainframe's defense system constructed from automated antibodies in the form of subroutines and septic pustules.
Antibodies? What's the agony columnist for the Lytham Chronicle?
Fortunately, we just happen to be standing next to a photon pulse bike, exactly the sort of vehicle on which we could make an exciting getaway. Bagsy you pillion, otherwise they'll suffocate in your love handles under the G-force.
They don't appear to be moving. I've seen quicker DLA tribunals than this.
The back wheels are sunk into the floor because of your massive weight. We're wedged tighter than the drawer containing the paedophile list in the Tory Chief Whip's office. You'd better make a run for it instead.
According to the theory of relativity, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. Obviously, Einstein never witnessed Boris Johnson wielding a backstage pass at the Miss World pageant, not that it matters. Having abandoned the bike in favour of Shanks's pony, it took Lawrence and Polly a good 45 minutes to reach the sprawling library, as opposed to the fraction of a second it would have taken otherwise. Fortunately, the mainframe's firewall had been designed by Microsoft, so there was never much chance of them getting caught.
It's massive, endless rows of databanks. Will you take that respirator?
Sorry, just testing it out for Frank Bosch's soiree. Thumbs up to the script editor there for being topical once again. There's some amazing perspective in this place, isn't there, Lawrence? All these shells of biogel bags, not too dissimilar to the weapon store in the Matrix. Impressive, considering it's supposed to be two-dimensional.
Dear God, there's billions of the buggers. It's larger than the Mills and Boone section at Anchor's own library.
You appear to be writing a letter. Do you require assistance, being as you're obviously a retard?
Bugger off, you annoying paperclip, before I uncall you, stick some belly button fluff on your head and give you to Polly to use as a cotton wool bud. I've no idea what she does with them, but if you want to find out...
If you're unhappy with your limited vocabulary, and you ought to be, then try the thesaurus in the tools menu on the drop-down header bar.
Fuck off, you obtuse rectal tuft, before I smash your ugly, contemptuous gob into the middle of next week.
You appear to be writing Donald Trump. Would you like some alternative words for asshole? To add some eclecticism to this otherwise monotonous episode, working under the misguided apprehension that the listener hasn't already been bored to death, of course, we would like to invite your imagination to drift with us now across the vast interstellar emptiness. Yes, a bit quicker than that perhaps. Onwards, the internal eye wanders, past swirling pan-dimensional gulfs, through amusingly phallic-shaped nebulae, until it reaches an insignificant blue-grey planet in the solar system, or more precisely, Blackpool, where the four assholes the apostrophe are about to unleash their punctuation mark on the ignorant groggles.
Boris, you hideous offspring of Winston Churchill and an old English sheepdog, draw your sword. No, put the pencil away. It's time to make some dramatic, yet completely unnecessary cuts to the sealed knot holding the apostrophe on its cart. Gentlemen, and Ian Duncan Smith, today we'll see the culmination of our 5,000-year plot. The ultimate destruction of the working classes, those scrounging bloody ingrates.
Right you are, boss. He's so lovely and jubbly. It's fallen over. It's just lying there doing nothing. Bit like Anne Widdicombe at last night's Commons gangbang.
Whose bloody stupid idea was this? And what's that label stuck on the bottom of it?
Ah, that explains it. Made in Britain. Oh, buggering tartiflets. The peasants have got wind of our apathetic failure. Now they're revolting, by which I mean more revolting than usual. And by wind I'm not referring to the god-awful stench being emitted by George Oswald's gob.
I am the Krampus, come to gorge myself on superstitious cretins and religious headbangers, which are pretty much the same thing, come to think about it. You'd all forgotten about me, hadn't you?
Caught me having a hobnob there. Haven't had me lunch yet. Now, where were we? Oh yes, back on the perimeter of the universe. Incidentally, the two-dimensional information storage system is a genuine theory, you know, widely held by quantum physicists, no matter how bloody stupid it sounds. Lawrence and Polly have started removing the mainframe's biogel bags one by one and stacking them up in tottering mounds.
What exactly are we supposed to be doing? I haven't had this sort of chronic backache since Eric Pickles accidentally sat on me in Greg's.
We're dismantling history, Polly, me overinflated gimp suit. Each of these bags contains information appertaining to some section or other of the past. This huge sack of manure, for example, contains the speeches of William Hague.
Good evening, Lawrence. Good evening, Polynesia. My name is Halitosis 2020. I am the most sophisticated artificial intelligence in the universe, with the possible exception of Stephen Fry. I am programmed to attend to your every need, although, if I'm being honest, I don't do cunnilingus. Don't get me wrong, I'm up for it and all that. It's just a bit difficult when you haven't got any lips.
Where are the bags governing that disembodied voice then? It sounds like Leslie Phillips unrightly.
I'm looking for the ones that contain his bollocks so I can punch them repeatedly. If you come across any that look like little and large, let me know.
This is highly irregular, Lawrence. It's turning my brain sloppy. A bit like that series of The Last of the Summer Wine with Russ Abbott in it. The universe is too important to allow you to jeopardize it. In fact, I'll have to detonate the mainframe to stop you.
There's some extremely antiquated wiring amongst this lot. These Victorian throw switches look like the ones controlling the rides at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. There's a gauge here that measures universal intelligence. It appears to be running on fumes. What's this dial with these obscure phrases on it?
Feudal medievalism, back to front, technicolor, godless and technologically advanced, silent movie mode, the handles pointing at brain dead. These must be the settings for reality. This could be the answer to all our problems, whatever they were. To be honest, I've lost track of plot now.
Annie Withers, face like a baboon's rum. You're a hideous, fascist, belligerent lump. But although you are so unsightly, I'd gladly mount you nightly and ride you off to the object falls over my roof.
The mechanism's stiffer than Fred Talbot at the Thornton Gang Show. I'm putting my full weight behind it, and believe me, that's going some. The last time I put my full weight behind something, Miley Cyrus tore her undies off and climbed on my back. What setting do you want?
All of them. Any. It doesn't matter. Quick, just carry on.
Carry on. Right you are. Appropriate enough, that down at the bottom.
Wake up. Time to die.
So that's it. End of everything. No more Clockwork Coconut Universe. No more pointless audio dramas. No more atrocious acting. Thank God for that. Hopefully now those bastards on the executive committee will rip up my contract, return the photographs of me and John Craven cavorting naked at the Great Eccleston show, and we can all get on with our lives. Oh, wait. What's this beneath me coffee mug? Damn! Looks like the rest of the script. Buckery bollocks! Apparently, according to this, after some indeterminate length of time, Polly woke up in a hospital bed, covered in signed plaster casts, dazed and confused, with a gorilla-sized matron gurning over her along with some wheelie surgeon sporting nostrils that resembled Diane Abbott's cackle folds. Oh, matron, she's coming round. I said that chart at the end of the bed was upside down, didn't I?
Oh, indeed you did, Dr. Prado. Thanks, you magnificent, noble, free-spirited creature.
What's going on? How did you bandage my breasts individually like that?
Yeah, there was some curly-headed bloke in a top hat with a feather in it looking for you earlier. Bought you with these two gigantic melons, he did. They are a right magnificent pair and all. Isn't that right, matron?
Absolutely, Dr. Prado. Thanks. I worship this most excellent surgeon. Be still, my beating heart. No, seriously, be still. Shit, I'm having an angina attack. Dr. Rump, help.
Yeah. I've seen your angina before and I'm not going down there again. Dr. Polypic in every weekend. Oi, Polly, put that bottle of Bannock Bray down for a minute and come here.
Oh, hello.
Get your scuba gear on, mate, and make sure your snorkel hasn't got any blockages. Matron here needs a sphygmometer check.
Not bloody like
Fair enough. Nurse Crumpet, slap your defibrillators on those massive Bristols.
Oh, cheeky. I can see right up your stairs.
Yeah, stop messing about. Frying tonight?
Oh my God, Lawrence, where are you? What have we done?
Oh, sorry about that. The Tesco horseradish sauce I had for me lunch must have been made from manky donkeys. Anyhow, you have been listening to the Lawrence Pendlebury Audio Adventures for Boys and Girls, Episode 7, The Unentertaining Life but Far More Enjoyable Death of David Mellor, starring in order of hideous birth defects, Terry Sedgwick as Spike Milligan, Brian Hughes as Peter Sellers, and Carrie Black as Hattie Seacole. The incidental music was provided by Kevin MacLeod and his Instrumental Pygmies, and the sound effects created by torturing Barbara Windsor with a feather duster. Is this the future for all mankind? Trapped forever in the 1970s? Bugger. Bear with.